Today we've got a small but game-breaking update to the console edition of Rust. So let's get into all the official changes and the unofficial changes that are going to leave you a little bit upset. So here we go with the patch notes. Update 1.52 patch notes. Hello survivors, here are the patch notes for update 1.52. Fixed a bug that could prevent players from equipping items when swapping an item on the hotbar. Helping a wounded player no longer gets cancelled simply by looking away from them. Fixed kayak's texture disappearing after using for a short time. Improved sheet metal building block textures to make it easier to differentiate between the soft and hard side of building blocks. Fixed an exploit that let players push through gaps between doors and walls. So I'm not sure, this might affect the pixel bunker, so for those of you looking to do that, be careful. Fixed an exploit where players were able to clip through ceilings using ladders. There's also another thing they can use, but let's hope they fix that too. Monuments. Improved scientist AI at oil rig, outpost, and badminton camp monuments, junk piles, and further improvements to come. Fixed exploits in launch site that let players attack from vents and go through walls. Scientists no longer float upwards through the floor of cargo ship like spooky ghost men. Unfortunately, the cargo ship currently has a bug that forces players to crouch. I'm adding that bit, but this bug does exist. I've confirmed it exists, so if you're going to be running cargo ship, keep that in mind because it could change the whole game. It might make it a little bit easier for you to die. Fixed a bug that caused various assets, such as wooden crates, to appear white. Fixed hostile timer at outpost and bandit camp. UI. Remove backend text from small stash UI. Deal storage UI in quarry monuments no longer displays backend text. Death point text UI no longer appears on loading screen when player rejoins a server after closing the game on the death screen. This fix, I think, might have caused a game-breaking bug because right now, if you die, there's a chance that you won't be able to spawn back in without closing the game or leaving the server and re-entering the server. What this means is if you're on a full server and you die, you might not be getting into that server for another 50 minutes to an hour. I've talked to players on some of the busier servers that are really having trouble with this bug. They're saying basically they die and they've got to go, like that's it for the game, they're done. And that really sucks. You wait in a 70-person queue, get into the server, you die right away to someone killing nakeds, and now you've got to wait in another 50 or whatever person queue. So this is actually a legitimately game-breaking bug. I think it might only be affecting PlayStation, but not 100% sure. Adding missing translations for large furnace and furnace. Fixed misaligned gamer tags for team members. Fixed a skin store bug with the purchase prompt that omitted the theme. Other changes. Fixed a bug that caused loss of input on player play Rust menu after switching profiles while selecting a server. Fixed a loading phrase hang on refreshing dynamic decor that could occur after logging out of a server while being on the front part of cargo ship. Xbox only fixed an issue with controller disconnect that caused unwanted button impacts. Skins being bought accidentally. I've heard some people have accidentally bought skins still. I'm not sure if that was today, if they're complaining about it like yesterday or whatever, but it seems like that might be fixed. It might not, unsure of that. Adjusted in-game exposure to be slightly darker and skin preview exposure to better match midday. Skin changes including a tribal garage door and furnace. I'm very curious what those skin changes are. I think that's something people pay for, so it should be a little bit more obvious what those changes are, but hopefully they're for the best. Anyways, that's all we've got with this update. So it is a very small bug patch update for the month, but unfortunately introduced some really game-breaking bugs. That sleeping bag bug basically makes it so a lot of players, if they're in a full server, can no longer optimally play that server. Like, literally, you could just end up dying and then you can't get back in. So if your base is being raided or if you're in the middle of something or you die somewhere and you want to go back and get your loot, it could literally be a game-breaking bug for you easily. And also, the cargo ship currently isn't something I'd recommend running because there's bugs that are affecting that, making it just impossible to run well. The scientists, there's some bugs that I haven't confirmed yet, but there might be some bugs with scientists and how they're shooting and being able to shoot through things. But the crouch bug is just like, from what I've seen from the videos I've seen, that is a game-breaking bug. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate a sub, always appreciate a like, but most of all, I appreciate you. Until next time, peace.